Hey there folks, Joel Turner here with Ironmind Hunting. And as the name implies, Ironmind Hunting is about getting this part right. Getting your mind right so that you can succeed at your moment of truth. Today I'd like to talk about being a good student in archery. Many of us take instruction, at least I hope we do, take instruction in archery. And that's a good thing if you have the right mindset to accept that instruction. But as instructors, like myself, I always have to be a student as well. I picked up a bow when I was 7 years old, and I shot pretty good for a 7-year-old. But by age 8, I had target panic. By age 18, I still had target panic. I didn't know how to get out of that problem. By age 28, even worse. As I got older, I got to be a worse shot. Usually in most sports or movements, as you progress, you get better at that sport. But many of us in archery are going backwards because of a core problem in shooting. Until we understand this core problem in shooting, it's very difficult to be a good student. If you don't understand this core problem, and we'll get to that, then you go and you take instruction and you try to be a good student. And let's say you go to an instructor and you get work on blank bail. So you get your form down and you learn all the skeletal structure things that make you a better archer. For a moment, they make you a better archer. But if you don't have mental control of your shot, all of those form things start to fall by the wayside. You may have fantastic form, but you're not able to get to full draw. Maybe you're short drawing the bow. Or you may have fantastic form and you're solid as a rock, but you're not able to actually aim at the spot. You're locked off the target. Or you may have fantastic form, but when you get to full draw, you're locked in, and for some reason you can't let the string go. Many of us that take instruction don't ask the right questions of the instructor. You have to be asking why. Why is it that we're learning this particular thing? Why is it that we're standing in front of a blank bail? Why is it that we're standing 5 yards from a huge target and shooting arrow after arrow after arrow? How do we get shot control? Again, to understand that, you have to know the core problem in shooting. People ask, what is target panic? And there's lots of different answers out there on the internet and in the archery community. What is target panic? Many say it's a fear of missing. Well, I disagree. I don't disagree because of an opinion. And what you'll see in many of the Ironmind hunting videos that are going to be on this YouTube channel, it's not about opinion. I go beyond opinion because everybody has an opinion. I want to know the science, and I want to bring you the science so that you have a better understanding of what's actually going on in your head during a shot. Through that knowledge, we can gain shot control. So the core problem in shooting is not a fear of missing. There is a specific reason why every shooter, be it a rifle shooter, a shotgun shooter, a pistol shooter, an archer, somebody shooting a slingshot, any of those things deal with the core problem of shooting. And here it is. Your mind will not allow you to cause your body impact as a surprise. You are built to brace for impact, especially when you know impact is imminent. When you're there on the bench shooting your rifle, many people use automatic movements to get through that trigger. Automatic movements are too fast for you to stop or evaluate. And that's one of the things I talk about in my clinics. Open and closed loop control systems. How do you actually control movements. But the core problem of shooting is that your mind will not allow you to cause your body impact as a surprise. Think about it. When we shoot that shot, if somebody is there and they're getting to full draw and they're not quite to full draw, their mind stops them. And it's like they're against a wall. And then it uses an automatic movement that is linked to recoil bracing. Or if you're at full draw and you're locked off the target and you're trying to get your bow up because you come up from the bottom, you're trying to get that bow up, and then as soon as you get close to the spot, it stops and you're frozen. Your mind is readying the body for the brace of recoil. And you'll see when you watch that archer that as they get closer, it stops and then they jump. They jump to target, or if they're coming in from the top, they'll drop to target. So in your instruction of being a student, have you asked those questions? Why? Why does that happen? How do we get out of that? And as an instructor, I have to be able to give you those answers through science, not through my opinion. So to be in control of your shot, you always have to revert all of your instruction back to that core problem. Is the instruction that I am receiving getting me past this core problem? Is my instruction teaching me how to concentrate? That's key. If you just go to the range, like most of us do, we go to the range and what do we actually practice? You practice shooting. And you expect to get better at shooting by shooting. But what you're actually doing when you just go to the range and pound arrow after arrow after arrow is you are getting better and better at bracing for recoil. Your mind thinks it's doing much better, but your results on target are worse. New archers, because they're in the cognitive stage of learning and they think about every specific piece of their shot, they don't have target panic. But then what do? They practice. And if they practice the wrong thing, they practice bracing for recoil. And the mind gets more and more efficient at that, to the point where you say, okay, my shot is I draw back and aim, and then I add a little back tension to trigger my shot. But do you actually move? Usually those folks get there and they don't actually move at all. They, as soon as any inkling of tension increases, the arrow is gone. Your mind will always brace you for recoil if you allow it to. If you don't do anything to mitigate recoil bracing, you will always be the victim of it. So at Ironmind Hunting, we teach how to get out of this, how to get control of your shot. And specifically, it's the how that's the key word in that sentence. It's not some mystical force that the instructor is implying to you to where you'll only shoot good at the clinic. When you leave an Ironmind Hunting clinic, you are self-sufficient in diagnosis and in treatment of any mental or physical shooting problems that could arise. I've helped a lot of people get out of this. This is not my opinion, folks. This is scientifically based. It's a scientifically based system. But getting back to being a good student, many people believe that they receive instruction, or they put a clicker on their bow, or they buy a new release aid, or they buy a new bow, and they believe that it's going to work for them. And it will not. You might shoot well with a new system for a slight period of time because it has reverted you back to the cognitive stage of learning, because something feels different. The grip of the bow may feel different on your new, brand new, shiny bow. Or you put a clicker on there and it's different. Your shot sequence is now different. You have reverted back to the cognitive stage but soon you practice. And if you practice the wrong thing, those sequences happen faster and faster, and you're practicing the bracing for recoil, and you'll slip right back into those problem areas. It will not work for you. It's just a system. It's just a clicker. It's just a new bow. It is, hopefully in your system, it is the how to do the work. But you have to work for it. So folks, there's going to be a lot of tips and tidbits on this YouTube channel. I hope that you subscribe to it. I'll have all kinds of stuff on shooting with your thumb, shooting with your fingers, different psychological triggers. We'll talk about the system that we teach. And it's going to be a fantastic time. This is information that you will not get anywhere else. People haven't done the research, unfortunately. I live this stuff. I think about shot anticipation constantly. I get to teach it on a very consistent basis to archers and to folks in the firearms realm. This is the way to shot control, folks. Ironmind Hunting will bring you there. Thanks for watching.